about Derek and Monique in the season finale, Love After Lockup. So it started off with Monique. She was driving Derek in her car, and it looked like she was driving her toddler to get a Happy Meal for McDonald's. So Derek is in the passenger. He decides he wants to start calling up all his family to tell them to get down to the local park in an hour because Derek's trying to have a barbecue for everybody, and he's so hoping that his siblings, like and his sisters especially, will show up, and hopefully his siblings and Monique can hash things out and be on good terms. So Derek calls his dad, his big mom, he calls his brother. He tells his brother to rally all the brothers and sisters together and get down to the park and get down there. But the brother said that he would try his best. He didn't give like no guarantees or anything. So Monique and Derek, they go shopping, and they got like $100 and something worth of meats and stuff for the barbecue. And Derek, even though it was his whole idea to do this whole barbecue, he made Monique pay for every single dime of it, even though he has $9,000. So they get the food, they go to the park, they unload everything, and Derek wanted to show off his manly and grill master skills. But his grill master skills were everything but that. This dude had no idea what he was doing with the grill, which makes sense why he called his dad. And thank God his dad showed up to save the day, because Derek was really struggling. He put like 10 pieces of charcoal to try to like grill 4 burgers at once. And like he put the burgers on the grill first. He didn't season the burgers. And Monique had no idea what she was doing either. So it was the blind leading the blind. So Derek's big ma and Derek's dad show up, and his dad takes over the grilling. They all sit around for about 3 or 4 hours waiting on Derek's siblings to show up, and they never do. So everyone else got tired of waiting, and they decided to leave. And then Derek was like, you know what, screw this. And he was complaining. He's like, you know what, this is exactly how my siblings were when I was in jail. They would tell me they would always be there. They always had my back, but then they're all wishy-washy. And so Derek was trying to rush Monique, telling her to hurry up and pull off and just roll up the windows and ignore the sisters. But come on, Derek, that's your sisters. Don't put Monique in all these awkward positions. Like, it's your job to roll your window down and address your sisters. Like, if you feel some type of way and if you don't want to talk to them and you just want to leave, then you need to tell them and explain yourself. Because otherwise, when you just want to hide behind the tinted window and be all scary and ignore your sisters, you're making it look like it's Monique's fault for why she's pulling off, and she's just listening to what you're telling her. So Monique could have easily gotten away and avoided any confrontation with the sisters because they rolled up so slow. But when Derek told her to hurry up and leave, she was doing everything but that. Like, she was struggling with the seatbelt. It's probably the seatbelt extender too. She probably was looking for that as well. That's probably another reason why it took so long. She was like messing with the radio, the air conditioner, and then all of a sudden the sister rolled up and approached them. So while Monique was trying to hurry up and pull off, Derek's sister threatened Monique. She said that she'd beat the F out of her, and Derek just had like a good old belly laugh to that when he heard his sister tell Monique that. And I'm sorry, I don't believe Derek respects Monique or is really with her for the right reasons, because if he was, he'd respect her and he would not let his sisters talk about Monique or talk to Monique like that. So then when Monique was trying to pull off, Derek's sister pretended that she got hit by Monique's car and she fell over in front of the car. She was just playing way too much, causing a big old scene. And she said in a recent live that she just smokes a lot of weed and likes to joke around and be goofy. But Monique didn't think it was funny one bit. She just got even more irritated and told his sister to get the F out of the way and get out from under her car. And Derek, of course, he's still in the car having a good old time, laughing it up in the front seat as his sister is just feeding into it. So as they try to pull off, Derek's sister tries to grab the car handle on Monique's side and open Monique's door. And I'm really curious what would have happened if she would have actually got the door open. So they end up pulling off, and Derek is taking all his frustrations out on Monique. They're screaming at each other, and the producers call Monique and ask her where she's at because they like want to meet up with her and ask her what her thoughts were about Derek's sisters. So all of a sudden they pull off to some parking lot. They meet up with the producers. Well, Monique gets out of the car and talks to the producers. And she's pretty much done with the sisters, she said. She said that she gave them a chance. She tried to show up to the barbecue, coming in peace, and they're still with the drama. And I'm convinced that the production is just like pushing Derek's sisters and Monique to meet as much as possible. Because I feel like if it was up to Monique, she would not have anything to do with this sister. Like, I'm convinced the production is pushing Derek's sisters and Monique to meet up as much as possible because they know there is so much animosity there and it's only a matter of time before it blows up and all goes south. And that's the content that WeTV wants and lives for. So Monique and Derek, they're about to pull out of the parking lot, and Monique and Derek just started going off on each other. She was blaming him for everything because he didn't check his sisters, and Monique told him that, look, we can fight if we want to fight. And that triggered Derek, and he started going off. He called her a B, which is super out of pocket. And I'm sorry, but if you guys are already fighting this bad and he's already calling you names like that 6 days out of prison, then I have a feeling it's just going to get worse in the future. So Monique decided after that big fight and he talked to her all sorts of crazy, and after the drama with his sisters, she decided that she was done with Derek and she just wanted to focus on herself. But that was very short-lived because she ends up packing up, going back home. As soon as she goes back home, she starts missing Derek. So she ends up leaving, she goes back home, and then she decides she's going to start trying to talk to Derek again, try to give him another chance. And then one night she's just sitting at home and she gets these text messages from someone saying, hey Monique, I think you should see what your man is up to. And then all of a sudden this girl starts sending Monique all these pictures with Derek at her place that night, like pictures of Derek in her bed, pictures of Derek entering her place, pictures of Derek leaving her place. And so he went to go see this CO girl that he was showing off to his brothers, and his brothers were like, you know, that's the kind of girl we'd rather see you with. So there's no denying it for Derek because, you know, Monique has all the receipts. So she confronts Derek, and of course Derek ended up admitting to it. And I guess the CEO even held Derek hostage and was trying not to even let him leave because she was so upset with Derek because Derek lied to her and acted like he was single and like she was his one and only. And so after Monique found out, even after she found out he cheated on her, she decided to give him another chance. But as soon as she forgave him for that, she decides to call him during her confessional, and Derek answers the phone, and she realizes that there's another plate of food and another basket of bread right next to Derek while he's out to eat. And she tells him to pan around and do a 360, and she notices the food, and she's like, Derek, what the hell are you doing? I know you're out at dinner with somebody else. And she just started going off, and Derek just started smiling because, like I said in a previous video, Derek is a terrible liar. You can read it all across his face when he's lying, and he's just sitting there lying. And that's another reason you can tell that he really doesn't care about this relationship, because anytime Monique is hurt or upset, he just laughs and he thinks it's a joke, and he doesn't really care about her feelings. So she was like, Derek, you know, I will beat the F out of you. And he's just laughing at her, and he ends up hanging up on her. And now, I guess they showed in the season of Life After Lockup that's going to start this week, she ends up going back out to see him, but she takes her sisters with her this time. And, you know, eventually we're going to see that big fight between Monique's sisters and Monique and Derek's sisters. And that's another thing. You know, like Derek's sister, when she went live, she claimed she got ran up on by Monique's sister. But in the latest preview I saw the fight from this past Friday, you literally see his sister Elizabeth like run up full speed and just start throwing hands. So it looks like she's actually the aggressor in this whole fight. So Monique ended up posting on Facebook after this last episode. She said, stop telling me to leave my man, and y'all ain't left y'all cheating husbands yet. Good night. And whatever you gotta tell yourself to sleep at night, Monique, I guess go off, sis. But cheating is not cool at all. And if he's cheating on you 6 days out of prison, then girl, I do not want to see him a year later into this relationship and see how many women he's slept with. Because if he's already cheating that early on to the relationship, that tells me that he's either not into you as much as he's acting, or he just has an issue with cheating altogether and can't keep it in his pants. So Monique just thought that she was going to control this relationship, and she ended up pushing Derek away, just like I thought she was going to do. And no amount of tracking or installing cameras or checking call logs will make someone be faithful to you. Like, you did all that and you found out he was cheating. And all you did was find out about his cheating sooner, and you still didn't leave him. So if you're not going to leave him or do anything about it, then just let the dude cheat in peace. Like, I feel like if he's going to cheat, then that's what he's going to do. And I feel like when he was starting that big argument with Monique before she left, I think he was trying to start an argument over any little stupid reason to use as an excuse. Like, hey, we weren't in a good spot in our relationship, so that's why I decided to cheat. Even though he already had it made up in his head, because that's something things that, you know, dudes out here that are dogs, they just like to always blame it on the female and start fights when they want to go cheat. Not all dudes are like that, but from my experience in the past dealing with cheaters, a lot of them do that. And it's talking about like it's only going to work if they trust each other, but you have not trusted Derek from the beginning. I feel like Derek has plenty of girls and probably the CEO on layaway just waiting to take Monique's spot as soon as things do go south with him and Monique. But I think he's going to have to be the one to end the relationship, because at this point, after seeing what they went through in the season finale, I don't think there's anything Derek can do that will make Monique leave him. Even with all the cheating and everything, this is still probably one of the best relationships Monique has had, because she said everybody else she used to mess with in the past, she'd go stay for a night or two and then they'd kick her out and never call her again. So for her, Derek is a big deal. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts about Derek and Monique in the season finale in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.